Hang on, back up. To start my BlizzCon story this year, we're going all the way back to the pre-convention hair appointment. This is a tradition that I've adopted, and it makes sense. It's the only time of the year that I might be in pictures, so I should at least try.
Hey, let me back up a little. Sure. Hi, Britt.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm Britt. I'm the owner of Electric Fringe Hair Studio in Portland, Oregon. Today we are taking Hazel green, like fell green, with a prism halo.
With my hair done, there was nothing left to do but wait, pack, plan, and try to get some sleep. That last part did not work out. In this leather chair, I feel like I'm giving an interview for a documentary. So I made it to Anaheim. I wasn't sure for the entire time that I was going to make it to Anaheim, but we got here. I left really early, check-in was fine, security was fine. I decided at the airport that I'm a pumpkin spice latte person. And then the plane was mostly all right. It got delayed, except that they were like really in denial about it being delayed. And the flight organizer master lady behind the counter at the gate was real salty because apparently the plane, it wasn't like it was late coming in from another flight, it was in the hangar, and she kept saying that. She was like, it's here, it's just not here. So my flight out was like an hour and a half late, but it was fine because it's not like I had anything particularly time sensitive going on, and I didn't have any connections to catch, so I wasn't too worried about it. It was definitely the right call to come a day earlier this year. I'm in on the Wednesday before BlizzCon as opposed to normally, or well, I say normally, I've been once last year when I came in on the Thursday. This is the better way to do it. I've got time to like actually get here and settle in and sort of get myself prepared and make any more mistakes that I'm gonna make before I'm actually like filming at BlizzCon. But yeah, so my flight got in and I was gonna, like I had this big gap of time after arriving at the airport and before hotel check-in started. And originally I was just gonna kind of loiter at the airport and do some work, just like find some place to sit down, maybe get some lunch and do some work. But by the time I got done finding baggage claim, I was very over being at the airport, and also I kind of finished all the work that I brought with me very early. So I didn't really have anything left to do, so I decided to just to the hotel and see if I can get an early check-in. And my driver was wild. He's like a young guy in a big suit. He looks like he's going to like prom, but he didn't plan well for it. Anyways, very, very animated, super fun personality, although he would get really into the story he was telling and then miss an exit or make a really late lane change, and three or four separate times very nearly drove us into oncoming traffic. The ride was like 15 minutes longer than it should have been because he missed a major exit, which he tried to make at the last minute into a bus, but as it turns out, you don't want to try to merge into a bus. Anyways, I made it and I lived, and I still gave him a 5-star review, even though it was not the safest driving ever, because like I don't want to, like he was nice. Maybe that was a bad call. Anyways, I made it, and they did thankfully let me check in early. They had my room ready early, so I got to come in and set all of my stuff up. I've really unpacked. I'm here for 4 nights, and I feel like every time I travel, I just end up like pawing through my suitcase looking for specific clothes. So I did something weird this time and actually like unpacked them all into the drawers in the closet and stuff, and like found everything a place and put everything in its place. And mind you, some things their place is on the floor because there's like, this room is oddly shaped. It's like big but doesn't have a lot of furniture, so I'm just keeping things on the floor. Historically, I've always been very cold in hotel rooms, and to that end, this year I got myself some like camping booties. They're like fake downlined because the real down ones were expensive, and I don't know much about geese and their lives. Anyways, they're for camping basically. Like people wear these when they're camping in tents to like keep their feet warm. And I saw them and I was like, that is what I need for my hotel room. And I'm so glad I did because it's cold in here. I am only wearing a t-shirt because I managed to like preheat myself in the shower. The funny thing is that usually there's a thermostat in the hotel room, or at least the ones I've been to, they have a thermostat, but it like doesn't do anything. It's just there to make you feel like you're trying. And this one has a thermostat, and it's got a little notice over it that's basically like, yeah, we're on central air. We decide how warm it's gonna be. I hope it's okay. But you can turn your level of air up or down, which I appreciate the honesty. But it also has a thermostat on it, and apparently it's like 65 in here. Is that normal? Like 65 Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. It's not like freezing, but you know, when I stop moving like a lizard, I chill. And it's very, you know, it hurts, it gets in your bones. I'm now at a point in my life where it's 4 o'clock. Now that I'm here, the only other things on my list for today, I need to go shopping. There's a CVS nearby that I can walk to. I need to buy water and other maybe snacks. Like I brought a bunch of granola bars and a bunch of oatmeal, which makes me feel good because I read the room service menu and oatmeal's like $11. So I've planned ahead for this very expensive trip by saving $11 in oatmeal. Yeah, so it's 4 o'clock. I didn't have any lunch. I'm very tired and I haven't slept properly for a while, but I don't think I'm gonna sleep properly until like Sunday night when I get home. Okay, so I gotta do shopping. I am meeting some people at Disneyland a little bit later, and aside from that, I don't know, I feel like I should socialize. I know there's stuff happening outside. I wanna be a part of it, but like I'm shy, and also the last time I took an Uber, it was insane. So I'm a little scared to get into another one. Tomorrow, on the agenda for tomorrow, I am going to pick up my badge. I'm going to pick up my Blink shopping, which is gonna be great because I bought 2 hoodies and I may need both of them to sleep in this room. And then in the evening, I have Calm Before the Storm and I'm gonna meet up with some friends, but in between there's gonna be a big block of open time. And once again, I feel like I should be social, and I want to be, but I have no idea where to start. I guess I'm gonna go do the shopping because that at least gets me out of the room, which is probably a good start. Otherwise, I may just freeze here.
There you go. Stay. There you go.
Okay, so it is Thursday afternoon. It's about 3:30. So what did we do? I went to Disneyland last night. That was super fun. I met up with Neville and Erilyn, and they took me around the California Adventures. We were gonna wait and see the Show of Color, World of Color. World of Color sounds right. There's like the show there's like a big fountain with like a lot of jets and a Ferris wheel and like lights, and we got there on time and we waited, and as it turns out, they won't do the show if it's too windy, and it's like really windy in Anaheim right now, so they canceled it. And then we went and did the Alice in Wonderland ride, like one of those like little carts on tracks, you know, for like little kids and people like me that like adore them. They're just so cute. And we got halfway through the ride, and then it stopped, and the lights came on, and then a cast member had to come evacuate us off the ride because it broke down while we were on it. And between that and the show getting canceled, I was pretty sure that I've been cursed. But the rest of the trip was really fun. We went and found some more rides to do. I did Space Mountain again. We went shopping. I picked up some tea. I am drinking it right now. I am in need of a cup of tea, so I'm really glad I brought my kettle. And then wandered back over this way, stopped at a pizza place, hung out with some of their friends, and last night was really good. So this morning, I had just a few objectives for today. I had badge pickup, Blink shopping pickup, and then I'm doing my meet and greet and Calm Before the Storm tonight. So badge pickup was actually really painless. It seems a lot better this year. The Access app has a QR code and they scan it and they give you a wristband. And I think I missed some of the instructions. I feel like maybe because I was picking up a media pass, they assumed that I was really good at life, and they just handed me my badge and my wristband. And then I like went and tried to figure out how to put it on, and I put it on correctly. And I know enough to not take it off, and I also know enough to not tighten it. But I did not know enough to put it on the correct side. Apparently you're supposed to, I put it on my left hand, and apparently you're supposed to have it on your right hand, which doesn't really matter. It's just like when you're walking into a convention area, you tap it against a thing to get in, and the tappers are on your right, so I'm doing a lot of crossbody thrusting to get into stuff, but it's okay. And then I went to pick up my Blink shopping, and the regular shopping line seemed like it was going pretty quick. The collectible pickup line, because they did these the orc grunt and the human foot soldier collectible statues with the tickets, that line, very long because that's like everybody gets that, but seemed like it was going real fast. They had like a good system going. And then the Blink shopping line, like I got into it, and then right after me they capped it being like, it's a 2-hour wait, so we're not letting anybody else in this line right now. And then while I was in that line, their system broke down, so there was a good chunk of time when the line was just like stationary, like people were setting up camp on the floor just in line where they were. But there was a very rousing cheer when they finally got the system back online, and it gave me a chance to talk to the people around me in line, which is really good because I've been meeting a bunch of people, and I am so excited to meet people, and I'm so awkward, and I'm very afraid people will think that I don't want to talk to them, or that I'm like too busy or something. I'm just really having a hard time humaning. I can out nervous anybody. The line was really good because I got to meet the people around me in line, but then because we were all continuing to be in the same vicinity for like 2 hours, I had time to actually chill and become more of a normal person, have more of a conversation, so that was really great. I can show you the stuff that I picked up that I finally got to the front of the line for. So you get this giant bag if you spent more than $100. And then this is the Orc Grunt. It's like a big box. I'm not going to unbox it because I'm going to try to find somebody to trade me with, or just anybody that wants it, because I don't really do statues, and I don't really have room either in my luggage or in my home. And then aside from that, I got 2 hoodies so I can change and wear something else. Also, I slept in this one last night because it was so cold, so. You know, it actually smells okay. I smell like sunscreen. It's really sunny outside. I figured if I'm gonna be hanging around, I want that SPF 30. So yeah, two hoodies, and then they have a Nazoth shirt, so I got that, and then I really wanted the key art magnet. So I'll show you show you guys what I got. There's the magnet. I have the last year's one, and I feel like this is something I can get on board with collecting. It's like, it's nice and small, but you know, it's kind of like a nice I was there thing, and I would rather have the magnet than like a shirt that I'm not gonna wear and forget about. Like, at least I see this in my fridge every day, so I'm excited about that. Let's check out the Nazoth shirt. They do a really good job when you pick up your Blink shopping to verify with you every item that you got so that they can make sure they gave you the right thing. I was worried that because they were in like such a huge line that they would kind of rush through it and I might accidentally end up with something that I didn't buy, but this is good. So I got the small, so the Nazoth the Corruptor, real cool. I guess I'm gonna have to take this off anyways because I'm gonna try on my hoodies. Hang on. Oh, that's really cute. I like that a lot. Do I tuck? Do I not tuck? I don't know. I've just started tucking things in because it keeps me warmer. So, Nazoth shirt, and then I did 2 hoodies. They have this, which is a zip hoodie. It's green, which kind of goes with my hair. It's got the WoW logo on front, and then this is the Mythic Dungeon Invitational. This is the MDI hoodie. So I got that because it just looked really nice, and it was like a zipper. I bought mediums because I wanted it to be like a little oversized. I don't know how big this is going to be on me. Oh, that's really soft. There's nothing like a new hoodie soft. I think that actually fits all right. Like, it's not it's a little big, but like the sleeves are just about where I wanted to be. I don't think I could have gotten away with a small. So I love Mythic Dungeons, but I haven't really watched a whole MDI, so I'm kind of a fake fan. But the thing that I am a fan of is the Arena World Championship. So I also got this hoodie. Yeah, I should be cozy and warm. And that's all I bought. Plans for the rest of the day, I am going to finish my cup of tea. I'm feeling a little bit better now that I'm talking to a camera, which is probably not that emotionally healthy, but I've been kind of overwhelmed today. I just feel like I'm stretched really thin, which is so silly because I'm not overworked and I'm not even underslept. I had a great night's sleep last night. I guess it's a lot. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of people, and maybe I just don't get out enough, but I'm having a hard time coping with, oh, that sounds so spoiled. Oh, BlizzCon's so hard. I should probably try to find some food. So after that clip, I went and bought a seasonal candy instead of lunch because I'm very smart, watched a panel at Con Before the Storm around 5, and then headed up to the main party ballroom. If you've never been, this is kind of what the Wowhead Party Con Before the Storm thing looks like. You've got a few ballrooms in the Hilton that have music and mingling Blizzard fans, and this one had a dancing dinosaur, and there's like a prize wheel and a photo booth, and it's just a fun place to hang out. I finished my meet and greet slot and stuck around until 8 p.m. or so, when then I really had to go find food, so I snuck out to Subway and brought that back to my room. After that, I went back to the party, chatted with some more people, took some more pictures,
Oh my God, honey, work it!
and then came back to bed around midnight on Thursday the 31st. So Friday morning comes and they put up these ominous content warning signs around the convention center as you walk in, presumably, and as it turned out to be, for the Diablo cinematic. Inside the convention center was pretty empty when I got there, so I filmed a bit before it got too crowded. It's a bit spooky when there's not that many people there. After a bit of that, people started pouring in, and then I snagged myself a seat right at the front of the WoW stage to wait for the opening ceremonies. Annie actually came by looking for a seat, and I had an open one next to me, so we got to chat some. Originally, I had this big BlizzCon video plan where I was going to interview everybody I could find with some silly questions and then supercut their answers together. I tried. I tried with Annie, and this is what I have. You get to add any allied race. Who do you put in?
An allied race. Has to be Forsaken Idols.
Third one. Who do you set Anduin up with on a date?
Tell you. I want to see them together.
So filming that segment and forgetting to record audio on it embarrassed me so badly that I gave up on the whole concept for the rest of the trip, so that's the only interview I have. Maybe next year I'll do better. I do still like that idea. We do the best we can. After the opening ceremonies, I beelined to the Dark Moon Fair upstairs to try and buy these Wendigo onesies that I'd seen around. I don't have any photos of them because it turns out they were fan-made and not for sale, so I was to be disappointed. But the fair is still a really cool area to check out. They've got areas for trading collectibles, which is where I found a place to rehome my orc grunt. They've got a developer signing station. They have a big shop in the middle for plushies. They did not have anything new at the plushie shop this year, so I left empty-handed. The rest of the convention on Friday was news, more news, and then trying to absorb all of the Shadowlands news. I played the demo in the afternoon, which looked like this. The new area they had ready was gorgeous, and the owl people were obviously like the best thing ever, but the gameplay was still pretty much 8.2, 8.3 stuff, so I didn't stick around too long. Friday afternoon, I stepped outside to do a quick interview with the Geek Life, which I will link below. It was about 5:30 p.m. by this point, so I headed back to my room to try and corral my thoughts on the Shadowlands news, order myself some sushi, and record a news video. My room was still so cold that I considered filming the video in bed, but ultimately decided against that. I got done recording around 8 and then quickly discovered that the file refused to import from my camera. I eventually succeeded around 3 a.m. and loaded that file up onto my iPad to take it with me and edit at the convention center on Saturday. So by Saturday, I was starting to run out of adrenaline and my body was starting to wind down on me, so I took things a little quieter. I spent about 4 hours that day huddled up with my tea getting my video together. Once I got that out, I declared myself free to relax and went to see some panels and some esports. I stopped by the WoW stage for a while and then capped off my convention with the Overwatch World Cup finale. Overall, BlizzCon went so fast this year. Before I knew it, I was back home, surprisingly not sick. I don't know how I managed that one, and had my cat firmly planted on top of me. The news wasn't really what made it a great year for me. I think that the really special thing about BlizzCon is getting to see the divide between the way the internet views things and the way that fans in real life view things. Seeing all of the excitement for World of Warcraft and the other games in person really gives me a lot of hope for next year and just the future in general. I had a great time, can't wait to go back, and I am not even sad that it's over because the next one is going to be in like half an hour. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful year. Bye.